About 12 hours ago, I ran a poll on our Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching YouTube channel, which is dedicated to helping people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content, substances that I once struggled with. And I asked people, what do you struggle most with in sobriety? And the overwhelming answer, 65% of the 1,500 people that have voted so far, said boredom and a lack of purpose, finding purpose throughout their sobriety and recovery process. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys 4 areas of my life that I derive purpose from that may or may not apply to you. Now, for what it's worth, the other things that people voted on, 18% of people said they struggle with past regrets, guilt, and shame in their sobriety, which if you wind up liking this video today, be sure to hit the like button, comment something, subscribe, because that's going to be my part 2 follow-up video to this video, how to deal with that stuff in sobriety. 6% and 3% of people said they struggle most with new social circles and finding support. And then 8% of people who voted said they don't struggle with anything in sobriety. Being sober is easy to them, okay? Now, for me, there's about 4 areas of my life that I have found purpose in, okay? And these are in no particular order. Area number 1 would be family. I derive tremendous purpose from being a father, from being a husband, from being an uncle to, my sister's children, my nieces and nephews, from being a brother, and then being a son to my parents. Now, for what it's worth, my childhood was not all rainbows and sunshine. My parents went through a horrid divorce, and that divorce dragged out for many, many years throughout my life, continues into adulthood. But I'm very fortunate in that I do have strong relationships with my family. And those relationships provide me with a tremendous sense of purpose. And addiction certainly had damaged or distracted or taken me away from many of those relationships. Arguably, addiction was something that was directly preventing me from the eventual development of a marriage with my now wife and from having now my first child who's, he's 17 months old. I find tremendous purpose in being a father and raising children and being a caregiver and having to provide for these individuals that are in my life. That gives me probably the most purpose out of anything else that I do, okay? And since quitting substances, I can say that no experience in my life has really compared to having my first son. Okay? So that doesn't relate to everyone, all right? And look, if you don't have kids, you don't have family that you're close to, pets can certainly count, okay? Pets are family members just as much as anyone else, okay? So you can find purpose in those type of relationships as well. But family, that's one thing for sure that I find purpose in. Number 2 is my work. I could not imagine quitting substances and not having purpose in the work that I do. I'm a chiropractor. I'm a certified addiction recovery coach. I have an e-commerce supplement company that makes supplements, Kick It, Crave Less chewing gum, designed to help people quit smoking, quit vaping, quit drinking, all that stuff. I have a social media business. I have a group coaching program. I find tremendous value and purpose in the work that I do. And yes, a lot of the work that I do is rooted in helping people get better. Chiropractic, I'm helping people get out of pain. Addiction recovery, I'm helping people overcome substance use. E-commerce, all my products are focused on helping people quit smoking, quit vaping, quit drinking, things like that, okay? So I find tremendous purpose in my work, and I couldn't imagine living a life where I didn't. Most people, myself included, work anywhere from 40 to 70 hours a week. I couldn't fathom working 40 to 70 hours a week in a career that I absolutely despised, because how would you ever find purpose in that? That would just drain the life out of you. And then that, in turn, and I know it does for a lot of people, just fuels the substance use, the drinking, the smoking weed, the abusing stimulants all day long, just because they despise what they're doing. And I'm not sitting here by any means telling you to quit your job. If you're doing something like that, you need a plan in place, okay? But I find a lot of purpose in the work that I do. It also prevents me from being bored because it's a 24/7 thing for me. And that work allows me the income to provide for my family, which is another thing that I find purpose in, right? Now, for those of you guys here who are stay-at-home dads, stay-at-home moms, who are managing a house, and that's still very much work. So you can find purpose in the work around the home while also being finding purpose with your family and your children, your husband, your wife, whatever it may be. Now, another area that I don't talk about a lot on my channel, though, is finding purpose in faith. And I think what goes hand in hand with faith, so I bundled these together, is service, being of service to others, okay? Now, when I talk about being of service to others, I don't necessarily mean like being in the soup kitchen and handing out soup. Like, honestly, that's not something I do often. I'm not talking about being a sponsor to someone else. If you look at our programs, we don't sponsor anyone when it comes to addiction recovery. We're very firm on that, okay? Because I believe people do need to take care of themselves in order to be able to take care of others, okay? It's a lot of work to take care of yourself and your own family. So this is what I would tell you, though. Being of service for me is working, making more money, and then I can use that money to fund things that I feel need service, right? Maybe it's an animal rescue, maybe it's a soup kitchen. And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm donating money all the time to those causes. I am of better service by working, making money, and then contributing that money to things that need money to continue to function, that I believe in, that I believe need care. So there's different ways that you can be of service depending on the type of individual that you are. I'll also do free seminars for programs for schools sometimes, things like that when it comes to drug prevention, when it comes to pain management, right? Helping people get out of pain. We'll do stuff like that. That's how I do service. Now, a lot of people will find tremendous purpose in volunteering and being of service and helping others, right? That's what I believe life is about. It's about helping others. If you help others, you're inevitably going to help yourself because, there's going to be rewards for that. Good people get rewarded, okay? Crappy people, karma eventually bites them in the butt. Now, faith goes hand in hand, I think, with service, but this is another area where you can find a tremendous sense of purpose, okay? Lastly, in my hobbies, sometimes I need a break from work. Sometimes I need a break from my family life, from my kids, my wife, all that stuff. It's normal to need a break. I have different hobbies. Social media is a hobby of mine. I find tremendous purpose in developing and growing on social media. That also ties directly into my work and my business sense of purpose, which ties into my family sense of purpose, which in my case can also tie into the service sense of purpose. I have hobbies where I go target shooting. I like shooting rifles. I like shooting handguns. I like target shooting. And there's a lot of purpose to that because after doing that, I have to clean down all my equipment. I have to organize it, put it all away. I find purpose in taking care of the things that I worked hard to be able to do. It's an expensive hobby to be able to go do that. And it takes a lot of work to clean down the firearm, make sure it's put away properly, stored safe. Like, it's a lot of work, but I find purpose in that. I find purpose in cleaning my home. We have people who help out with cleaning, but I love cleaning. I find it distracting, I find it stress relieving, and I find purpose in taking care of the things that I worked hard for. I find purpose in that. So for me, cleaning is one of my hobbies, whether it's cleaning my car, cleaning my office, cleaning my house. It's something I just enjoy doing. You can find purpose in traveling. You can find purpose in cooking. Almost any number of hobbies, you name it, you can find purpose in it. Now, I am sure there are a million other things out there that give people purpose, and I would love to know below what you find purpose in the comments below, right? Hit the like, hit the share button, comment below, because that helps spread this video to people who need it, and it serves its purpose then, which is helping people who are struggling to find purpose in their addiction recovery. Now, if you're one of those people where the social circles or the community has been a problem for you, or you're struggling to quit, or you can't really figure out what your purpose is supposed to be, I want to make it really clear too before I say this. You don't need to have a purpose. You can quit using drugs, continue on the exact life that you have just without drugs. You don't need to find a purpose to quit drugs, okay? I think a lot of people, myself included, find purpose after they stop using substances, given a prolonged period of time. Now, if you need help with that, like a lot of people that I come across do, we have our Addiction Mindset group coaching school community. You can find a link for it in the pinned comment. It's $27 a month. You can cancel anytime. But we have conversations in there about this stuff. We talk about fitness. We talk about health and nutrition. We talk about building businesses in there. This is a group for people who are ambitious, who are looking to turn their addiction into ambition, and who are future focused, not past focused. This is not AA. This is not Marijuana Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. This is not a forum to come in and complain about your life. This is a form to quit substances and to level up in one way, shape, or form. And that's what we have conversations about in there. My last conversation was going into every personal detail of mine about my YouTube business, how I make money on YouTube, how I got started, what amount of money I actually make and how I make that money, and just giving people advice on YouTube, starting a channel, starting a business, whether it's an e-commerce business like our supplement company, Kick It, Crave Less Chewing Gum, designed to help people quit smoking, quit vaping, quit drinking. Incredible supplement. Check that out too in the pinned comment if you're struggling. But we talk about that stuff inside this community, guys. So if you need help, check that out. We got one-on-one coaching. We got free PDFs, free handouts. We got supplements to help people quit. Tons of resources to get you started on your sobriety journey and maybe even help you find purpose if that's something that you're struggling with. Until next time. And next time, I'm going to talk about dealing with feelings of guilt, shame, and regret in sobriety. So if you like this, subscribe. Stay tuned to that.